This is my adjustable exchangeable fretboard for guitar and other instruments. It uses the same exchangeable fretboard system as my other fretboards, so you can easily take one of the fretboards off and put this one on. But unlike the other fretboards, the frets on this fretboard are movable. You can see it's got two slots going all the way along. Each fret is attached to a piece of wood. That's a bit of spruce there. The rest of the fretboard is spruce as well, but each fret is set into a groove on a piece of spruce, and that spruce has two nuts set into holes. The holes were originally circular holes which I forced the hexagonal nuts into, so when you turn the bolts with a screwdriver, this is posi drive screws here, turn these screws with the screwdriver like so, and then that fret, oh, is that the right one? Yeah, okay, it's just not completely done yet. Then that fret can move up and down, and you can tighten it up again. And then it's fixed in its new position. Because the fretboard tapers towards the end, the frets for this end are shorter than the frets for the other end. This one is the 0 fret. You can measure positions along the fretboard and adjust the frets to specific positions at specific measurements, or you can adjust the position of the frets by ear. Or using a tuner. With the current system, you can only put the frets so close together. There's a minimum spacing which is dependent upon the space that the spruce wood takes up. At the top of the fretboard, the frets can only get as close together as about 220 cents, which is 2 1/5 semitones. Down at the bottom, you can put them much closer together in pitch. That's less than half a semitone apart. I'm thinking of changing the design so that the frets could be much closer. You can also position the frets at an angle to get different positions on different strings, though it's not very flexible, only allows you some possibilities. I've mostly used this fretboard for trying out new fret patterns without having to go to the extent of making a fretboard with fixed frets to try that out. Before I had this, I used to just try things out by going to the extent of making a fretboard with fixed frets every time I wanted to try a new tuning, which was wasteful of effort perhaps. With this I can try things out, particularly I can try out what it's like for the lower frets at the lower end of the neck, because you can still put the frets quite close together. You don't have the limitations you have with the higher frets. But in addition to that, I have, for tunings that are quite widely spaced fret-wise, I have used it as a specific neck for playing real music rather than just trying things out. Particularly the tuning of frets that's used on a chiftali, an instrument popular in Albania,